Okay, welcome back to your first Chrono Trigger speedrun. We are ready to do Yakra XIII here. So we're going to come into the menu and we're going to do a party change. We're going to add Frog on top, Marley on bottom, pop out, pop back in. Equipment, Frog's getting Berserker off, so we give him the Guardian Bangle. Magus is finally going to get his better Gloom Cape, and then he's going to get the Berserker Ring. And Marley's isn't going to change. She's just there for story. And then you're going to pop in, and you do not want to shelter, so be careful. You want to High Potion, Magus. Pop out, pop back in, and we are going to Battle Speed 2. You can do this on 1 as well, but it's very tight, so just beware. Potentially very tight. Then we're going to go into the castle. So there's a bit of a conversation here. Marley and the Chancellor, they're talking about the fact that they're prosecuting her father, the king. And so we're going to go find out what that's all about. I'm going to go up the stairs first. Talk to these guards, turbo through this, and then we're going to go to the courtroom, and then we're going to get kicked out. More dialogue out here, and then we're going to go downstairs and go down to the basement, which didn't exist before. You'll notice it's like a door that did not exist before. Now don't go all the way down or you'll end up in the kitchen. So keep note of that. So alright, basement here, and we're going to immediately start some quick fights. These are just auto battle fights, they're no big. You'll notice that Frog and Marley are 1 health, that's by design. You get some more kind of side cutscenes to turbo through, and then we'll end up in another fight. And then as soon as this ends, hold up. And you can completely bypass this dude. Alright, and then on this next screen, just like go up a little bit, and then stop and wait for that guy to pass. And then right like near before the stairs, same thing there. And then turbo up on the rainbow shell. Now when leaving, you don't have to worry about those last 2 guys, but you will have to do some navigation around the moving Naga lady. Alright, more cutscene again before we get going. Okay, so like I said, you can hold down. Those guys won't get you this time. But as we come through here, I like to come into the side here and stop and then move. And that's kind of that works pretty well for avoiding the Naga. Alright, now we're going back upstairs. And then we are talking here, and then Marley's gonna say, I know a back way to get into the courtroom. Alright, so coming up on Yakra XIII, we're gonna do the same thing we did on Rust Tyranno, except Frog's gonna die right away. And Marley just has slightly enough time potentially to haste Magus. There's RNG where Yakra's next hit is Marley, which is good, but you have to be fast. But otherwise, as long as Magus doesn't crit too much early on, Yakra should pound the ground and kill Marley off eventually too. So it's slightly slower if he doesn't kill Marley on his second attack. So you can hold auto battle for the first Magus attack and then his attack, because it'll kill Frog. Take it off and get Marley's haste up, and make sure you don't haste Frog, because you can haste Frog and he's dead and it's not going to do shit. Oh, interesting. So you can target Frog there for a second. It's kind of weird, but then it's just Magus and Marley. Okay, so anyways, you want to haste Magus. And then just hold auto battle and hope that he hits Marley. Okay, So that's the regular case is he doesn't hit Marley and you're just kind of waiting. She might get a hit off, that's fine. Like I said, as long as Magus doesn't crit heavy here and push him into his next phase, he will pound the ground and that will kill Marley. So now with Magus hasted here, you should be fine. If Magus doesn't get hasted, he can potentially die from too many needles attacks. So here's one needle attack, and then when he dies, he does one more needle attack. And that's GG's. All right, a little bit of dialogue here where the king and Marley make up. Oh, the notes say battle speed 3 for this fight, so no, you can do battle speed 3. 2 is fairly safe, but yeah, if you don't feel confident, do battle speed 3. The main thing is to get haste off onto Magus. But like I said, if it's the case, the most likely case is Marley's not going to get hit till the pound the ground stage, and then you're probably safe, even if you have to do a second turn for haste potentially. All right, Melchior comes in here. Do not get distracted. You need to go back to the basement before you leave. I've done this before where I just, oh, I'm done, I can leave. You can't, don't leave yet. You want to go down to the basement. And Melchior's going to come up here. Do not turbo on Melchior. He's going to give you an option of what to make. And the default option is a prism dress, and we don't want that. We want the 3 prism helms. The prismatic helms. So he says blah blah blah, tells you what he can make, and then his next dialogue is which one, and you want the 3 prismatic helms. Then you can turbo. Then he'll make you the prism spectacles and then a rainbow, which unfortunately we're not going to use the rainbow sword on this run. That always feels bad. Anyways, now we can leave. And we're getting out. And we're going straight to the future, and we're heading to Death's Peak. Before we can do Death's Peak, we have to go to the Keeper's Dome. So if you fly down all the way to the bottom of the continent here, and then hold right, it should be around there. Here's Keeper's Dome. Go right under Keeper's Dome. It's where we got the epoch, if you remember. So this time, so basically, if you come here, and you need the Chrono Trigger from the End of Time. You need the Chrono Clone. And if you don't have those, then he's not going to help you out. So yeah, you can just turbo on him. He's going to set 3 robot dolls out to the Death's Peak so we can get up there. And we're going to come up. Oop, no. We're going to come up to Death's Peak. Before you go in, we're going to do a menu. All right, so we're putting in Luca, and it's Luca, Magus, Robo, so we'll put Robo on the bottom. We're going to do new equipment here. So the new Wonder Shot, Prismatic Helm, Sunglasses, over to Magus, and he just gets Prism Spectacles. And then Robo gets Prismatic Helm, Aeonian Suit, Speed Belt. Again, all nicely lined up. Out, back in, shelter, out, and we're going up. So as you come up, you don't have to actually touch this doll. You can just get behind it and wait. If you touch it, it turns into a tree, but it's not required. As the wind finishes, come over here and grab the strength capsule. and then try to get up to this tree. Now you don't have to be in the perfect position. If you get the perfect position here, then you'll see like, oh, I can just hold up and we're chill here. If it's not the perfect pixel position, you'll be like moving around, and so just try to kind of move around and stay behind the tree. It'll be fine. Just don't get too far down or too far left or right. All right, once again, we're waiting for the wind to die down, and we're going up. Okay, almost didn't make it there. All right, so here you're gonna get Luca's, what does it say? Does it have a picture for this? It does. It has some nice pictures here for the skips. Yeah, you want to align Luca's foot with the dirt line. Walk can sometimes help. And then you can go straight up here. This next one's kind of weird. You see they're kind of out of sync. The one we want to watch for is the top one. Yeah, it's a tough one. Let's do that one again. And you know, these are all escapable. If you don't get them, it's not the biggest deal. All right, let's come back over to here. Oh, dude. I'm used to just like popping right in and doing this, but yeah, definitely hold walk here if you're unsure. And then this one, if you just see the top one go, then you can go. You're really looking for the top one to go. All right, and this one, yellow. So that one is as soon as you load the screen, kind of hold right and then up, right and then up, and you'll bypass them. All right, this one you want to hold left and up, because there's one right here. All right, and we're going for our first lava spawn. The lava spawns obviously are, you don't want to hit the shell or you will probably die, most likely. If you hit the shell, Alt F4 and retry. Yeah, so be careful, especially as you're learning to auto battle for animations. We're gonna attack. I like to get into Luca's menu here to auto battle. Make sure you take it off to come out of the menu to let him attack. And then we're back in for a fire tackle. And just like I said, always make sure you're hitting the head and not the shell. Be careful hitting auto battle right away here because Magus may have already caught up. But the cool thing is on the second turn, by the time you hit Magus attack, you should have fire tackle up and ready to go for the second turn. But yeah, very unforgiving fight. So yeah, so be prepared to like Alt F4 and try again. But yeah, it's very simple. It's attack, fire tackle, attack, fire tackle. But if you're not fast enough, some of the stuff he does will kill just about anybody in the party there. Immediately, we should be getting Robo's heal beam from that fight. So use it up, heal everybody to full. Very important, grab this. This is Robo's next arm. We're not gonna equip it till later. So here we just want to hold up. You actually don't even need to be up this far. Where is this encounter? There. Oh, okay. It's actually in a weird spot. I want to experiment with this because I just don't remember exactly where this is. So if that's the case, can you just hold straight? You can technically just hold straight across. From the bottom way, okay, but not from the top. So from the bottom you can hold straight across, but from the top you're gonna, I wonder if you can go down? No, down hits it too, okay. So anyways, the notes say always hold to the top, and that is pretty accurate. It just seems like from, so you're always going to skip it if you go up to the top here. All right, this screen you just want to come in and stay to the right. and then go all the way down on the right wall, because there is an encounter there. Here you want to hold left and then up, and then you're opening a door, and we're leaving back through the same way. So again, go right, and then up through the wall. And then up, stay up high. And then we're coming through here, and as you come through here, you still want to kind of hug this wall around, otherwise you'll get that encounter out there. Ignore anything out here. We don't care about that chest or anything. We're just coming right into here. You'll come in here and a dude's going to fall. You can just get around him. And we're coming into another lava spawn. This one we're going to escape. As you're escaping, if auto battle is on, turn it off, because if you counterattack, you'll get another. If you auto battle, and it'll counterattack and it'll kill you, basically. Actually, let's demonstrate that. I'm escaping. Oh, okay. I think maybe because we... Did I change the battle speed? Oh, we're still at battle speed 2. I guess I should talk about that. But anyways, you could definitely, after Yakra, change battle speed back to 3 or 4. But yeah, coming in here... Oh, shit. Well, we escaped it, so it's gone now, and I just reset the autosave. Most likely the case, you're escaping, and then it gets a needles off, and then if you counterattack, it'll do another needles. So that's the worry there. But anyway, so either way, you're gonna heal with Robo here, and then this is where you're gonna slide. Try not to slide off. You don't have to talk to the doll. We already know what to do. And so I do a lot of like left movements, and then kind of up, left, and then left, 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 and then left, left. So it takes a little doing. If you're too far to the bottom or too far to the top, you will fall off. And then you'll have to start back over at the bottom and climb back up. Not completely at the bottom, but just at where the cave is. All right, this next screen, I do suggest if you don't have battle speed 3 at least, instead of 2, it just makes it easier because we're gonna have to do some fights. This part takes some practice. You want to get 6 of these crackers into one fight 4 times. Sometimes you end up with 5. If that happens, you just do an extra fight. It's probably fine. The key that you'll know when you're done is when Magus gets barrier. Okay, so I like to wait for the second one to come down, follow it kind of, come back around, and then as soon as this cracker here hits that little brown spot, that's when I bump up to get the encounter. And so we have 6 of these here, and we're gonna ice 2 them, which will kill. And then you'll want to immediately go back up and exit the screen. And then you'll want to do it fast so you avoid like any other falling crackers there. So we're going to reset the screen and do that again. So follow the second one down, kind of come around, and then hit this one. And now we're turboing. Yeah, make sure you count. It should be 6 every time. If you don't get the timing perfect, you, like I said, you might get 5, but just do an extra fight. This part definitely takes some practice, but like I said, it's not the end of the world if you have to do an extra fight. All right, this should be the last fight. And from there, once you see Magus hit barrier, you can just head down. There it is. And then I like to tech heal with Robo again real quick. So we're prepped for the next lava spawn fight. Don't talk to the doll, we don't need the info. We're just gonna come straight to the lava spawn. And then this is the same exact fight as before. So attack and wait, because Robo is slow. Okay, be careful coming out here and auto battling. Magus's ATB isn't quite there yet. That's good. There it is. Attack, fire, tackle, attack, fire, tackle. Okay, so right away you want to change party. If Luca or Marley are in the party, we're going to get an extra little couple of dialogue, several seconds of time loss. And so we don't want the hug. So if you're on a marathon run and you're showcasing things or just want it to be fun for your chat, or whatever you're doing, you know, it's nice to have Luca or Marley in there and get the hug. But for PB's sake, we don't want we don't want Marley or Luca in there. Now, I like to put Robo at the top because the next thing we're gonna do is the Robo side quest, and he's gonna have to be in the lead later. So I just put Robo at the top, and then I switch out Ayla, Frog. I forget if Magus can be in there or not. He might have extra dialogue or something. I don't remember, but this is the party we usually choose. And like I said, I just like to put Robo at the top for later. Then of course you want to push the shell to the right, and then move, and then push the shell up, and then climb it. And then we're gonna get our chrono back. And here you can just turbo. But don't leave for a break yet, because you do, once we go into the back into the past scene, you're gonna have to hold up. So for me, if I'm chatting with chat or whatever here, I like to just again hold up while I'm waiting, and then I won't forget. Because as soon as the eclipse happens, we're gonna end up in the last moment when Chrono died. And holding up will take us to the spot where we can swap the clone for him. That's all you gotta do. It is some dialogue here, but not a lot, so I wouldn't use this as a bathroom break personally. But it is like a short break. You know, stand up, stretch break. And then stop turboing about here. I like to split right when the screen turns black. But yeah, then I start like trying to move. As soon as Robo can move, we do a party menu. And so you want to change Magus, Luca on bottom. Oops. So it's Robo, Magus, Luca, and then come over to the healing bucket. And then we're getting right into the epoch and going back to the future. Going back to the future, Marty. All right, so here, I like to kind of go diagonally down a little bit and then over to the right, and then you'll see right here's the factory. And so this is where we'll do Robo's side quest, but I'm gonna leave that for the next video. So I will see y'all then.